Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about homeschooling in the state of Georgia. And we are going to start out at the HSLDA website. And you can get a membership with them and they will help you if you have legal questions or legal concerns. I am not an attorney and I can't give you legal advice, but I'm going to go through a lot of different resources that will help you and things like that. But right now, the HSLDA website, this is what it says, and you can check back to see if they have updates or changes. Right now it says that for homeschooling in the state of Georgia, it says that you must be a parent or a legal guardian of a child before you can file a declaration of intent to homeschool that child. It says you may hire a tutor to help you homeschool your child. The teaching parent or guardian and any tutor in a home study program must have a high school diploma or a GED. And that's in the state of Georgia. Number 2, you have to submit an annual declaration of intent within 30 days after you begin homeschooling, and every year thereafter by September 1st, you must submit a declaration of intent to utilize a home study program to the Georgia Department of Education. And you can access online and printable versions of the Declaration of Intent on the department's website. Your declaration must include the names and ages of your students, the location of your home study program, the local school system in which your home study program is located, and the 12-month period that you consider to be your home study program school year. During the school year, your home study program must provide the equivalent of 180 days of education, with each school day consisting of at least 4.5 school hours, unless your child is physically unable to comply with this requirement. There are required subjects, and they include but are not limited to reading, language arts, mathematics, social studies, and science. You must write annual progress reports. At the end of every year, you must write a report of the progress that your child made in each of the required subjects. You must keep this report in your records for at least 3 years. It does not have to be submitted to public school officials. You must test your child at least every 3 years after he or she completes the 3rd grade, beginning at the end of the 3rd grade. You may administer the test if you do this in consultation with a person trained in the administration and interpretation of norm reference tests. Test results do not have to be submitted to public school officials. And there's a link to click to learn more about testing and evaluation options. And you can create a portfolio to help you keep track of your records and progress reports and things like that. I have another video that talks about creating a portfolio that you can check out. Okay, now I'm going to the Georgia Department of Education website, and it mentions homeschools. It mentions registering for a homeschool. You have to remove your pop-up blocker prior to submitting the declaration of intent. It is very important to save and print copies of your declaration of intent form immediately after you submit it, because you will not be able to retrieve it from the website at a later date. And you can always hit print screen while you're doing it to take photos and paste them in a document to print those out and keep them as well while you're doing it. Click here to submit an online declaration of intent form. And it mentions the required subjects: math, English, science, social studies, and reading. After you decide to begin a home study program, the most difficult decision is deciding which curriculum to use. The Georgia Department of Education does not endorse, promote, or provide a curriculum for your home study program. It says you have to purchase this on your own, but they have these for free online. You may search the internet for homeschool curriculum reviews and read what other people are saying about each curriculum so you can make an informed decision. It is advisable to choose your home study curriculum prior to registering your children by submitting the Declaration of Intent online. You must submit a Declaration of Intent by September 1st or within 30 days after the home study program is established. You may employ a tutor. Parents must have a high school diploma or GED. And that's what it says at this time. And there's a lot of other information at the Georgia Department of Education that you could go and you can review that. So, and I will scroll down, so if you want to read it, it will be right here for you to pause the video and read it if you like. But I don't want to read it all. So, and I'm sure they have other links on their website as well that you could go to see. Okay, and this is at the beginning of the year if you're homeschooling, if you're doing it at the start of the year, not the middle of the year. But even then, if you've never homeschooled your student and you're homeschooling, or if you homeschooled last year, you might want to go online and start out with free assessment tests that you can get online. This one has free reading tests, and then there's other ones that have free math tests and things like that, because you're going to want to know where your child is on each subject. You're going to want to know if there's things that they just need to review to move ahead, and I think my opinion, they learn so much faster at home because you're teaching on their level, not on 25 to 30 students levels. And here's some resources for math placement tests. So you can go through and have them take these. And when you have them take these, if you're creating a portfolio after they get done taking these, this might be a good time to create a page to set goals for the year. Okay, and we're going to go to some free curriculum. And one of them is IXL. And you can go to IXL, and let's say you go to math. And IXL is a free. Oh no, IXL is not free. IXL actually costs, I think, around $20, but it's not one of the free ones. But you can go to IXL, and let's say you go to math. You can easily print this page right here out. It might take a few pages, and put it in your portfolio, or you can copy it and paste it into a document so that you can see how many pages it's going to be printing, and then you can print it out and put it into your portfolio so that it shows what your student is learning that year. And some people will write next to what they learned, they'll put the date that the student learned it, or they'll check it off as the student learns it. And this one is from Alaska, but I like the way it is set up. If you're homeschooling and you're brainstorming, or you've chosen your selections, you might want a page that has a list of the books. And this right here will give you ideas. Like if you're putting it on a page and you're putting a list of books, your general homeschool supplies, your literature, your English, your social studies materials. But you can also put what you're going to choose to, what your favorite websites are. You could put one of these that says complete curriculum instead of books, and put your favorite websites that you might choose when you're brainstorming. And then after you select one, you can use a different page to choose which materials you're actually going to use so that you have it in your portfolio. And this is an excellent idea, and it shows different things that you might need for homeschooling. See, online subscription-based programs, things like that, so that you have ideas for your layout. And then this is Khan Academy, which is free, and it says it's free for everyone, everywhere at this time, and it goes from pre-K all the way to college classes. And they have a complete curriculum that you can use at home if you're homeschooling. So that would be fun. And then there is all-in-one homeschool.com, which is also called Easy Peasy. And it is free, but they do like people to donate. They will take you to a link. It's a PayPal donation link, and you can click cancel and get it for free. And they have fun curriculum that students enjoy. I know my granddaughter was using this at one time. And they also have Bible study and things like that. So this is a great, fun, online, free website for curriculum for students. So, and here's a website, and this is, if you're looking for books and you don't want to go to the library, and you're looking for free books online, Project Gutenberg has a lot of books online. And they're easy for you to read on the internet, because you can just click onto the book, and then you can click read it, and then you just go, and there's the book right there. So there's the chapters, there's the introduction, and there's the book. So you can find books there. Another website with free books, and there's a lot of them, but this one has thousands of books. I think it has like 4,000 or 5,000 books. And some of them came out at different times, so you'll think, oh, that's the same book, but some of them, they're not. They just come out different years, so they might be a little different. You go to the book, you click on the book to read it, and then you just click on a page, and then you can turn the page. You can see in the upper right-hand corner to turn the page to the left or the right. And they have thousands of free books. And it is, if you go to Google for it, it is International Children's Digital Library. And that's another good source. Another good source if you're homeschooling is Schoolhouse Rock, which you can find videos now on YouTube. People have created playlists on YouTube. And you can see it covers grammar, science, economics, history, mathematics, and civics. So it covers a lot of different subjects. And if you go down to like Multiplication Rock, you'll see the word subject, and then you can scroll down and see they have all these songs with the multiplication tables, and your children enjoy it. And Grammar Rock has nouns, verbs, conjunctions, interjections, adjectives, and more. You can see the subject, right, highlight it, and below that. And then they have American Rock, which teaches the Declaration of Independence, legislative process, United States Constitution, so many different things, Electoral College. And they also have Science Rock, and these will give you a break. Let's say if you're homeschooling, you want a break, and your child needs a break, you can just play these. You can play these on YouTube while you're fixing lunch or doing whatever, and teaches about electricity, your nervous system, digestion, and all sorts of things. So it also teaches about personal budget, family bills, and expenses. And if you just even want to introduce them to things like that, this is just a great resource. And if you go on YouTube, you will find people that have playlists, and you can just watch them, because these have been around forever, but children still love them. Another thing that you will need, like if you're creating a portfolio, you might want a page that has, the homeschool support groups in it. And they might have great ideas, knowledge, information they can share with you. They might have books they're not using, or you might have books you're not going to use anymore, and you can swap books with them. And so you might want to find some homeschool support groups. And some of them are free, and some of them cost a little bit of money. But like I said, these are great resources for you to have, especially if you're new to homeschooling. So, and you can find these on the internet. You can Google for it, but I'll scroll down on this page so you can see. Um, and this one, they don't show all their phone numbers and email addresses, I think, unless you click on them. And this is at homedirectory.com, homeschool support groups in Georgia. So some of them have phone numbers and email addresses, and some of them don't show them. So you'd have to click on them to get them. So you might have to go to that site. But yeah, if you're going to need homeschool support groups, this is be a good place to look for them. And some people choose to join them and some people do not. But you never know what questions you might have and what they might be able to answer. So, and then you might want a free printable calendar, which you can find online. And I like the ones with the boxes. So when you're brainstorming and you're trying to decide what days of the school year you want to teach your students, you're going to create a calendar. And you can put X's for the school days or highlight them, and you can highlight days you might want for field trips or holidays. And then you're going to want another calendar probably for, well, public school, you go to public school, and if they have a snow day, and they're planning on having school day, but they have snow day, so they have to change it, they change it. So then you might want another calendar to keep and write down the days that you actually have school. That way you have your attendance record. And one of the things that I used to do, I used to take just a regular document and I would type in there day 1 and the date, the time and the subject and what the student was learning. So I would put like 8 o'clock math, you know, learning the multiplication tables or the activity that she was doing or things like that, watching Paul Bunyan videos and having oral discussion, things like that. That way you have it and you can show and you have proof that this is day 1 and the date, and that way you don't have to keep up with counting the days. And it shows what you did and that she did cover different subjects, or your student covered different subjects and what they did in each subject, so that you have a record of that and you can put it in your portfolio. And a lot of people like having portfolios as keepsakes because, years from now you're like, oh, I want to look back on how I did this and show it to my grandchildren, how I homeschooled my children or things like that, or what they did, or show it to somebody else to help them out. But it's still just a great keepsake. So, and like I said, I do have another video on that if you'd like to look for it. And this is, she created a website, way to get funds for homeschooling in different states. And Georgia doesn't have any funding, it said at this time, but Georgia did have something good. It says they have a good dual enrollment program, free tuition fees and books to take college classes starting at the age of 14, which it sounds like an excellent resource. So I thought I would put that on here as well. And then you have your core subjects, but you're going to be teaching other subjects maybe as well as electives and things like that. And I thought I would show this. Sensilang on the internet has free typing classes. And you can go on YouTube and other people language classes. They have free games and things like that on the internet. But I just thought, well, if you wanted to teach typing, this is supposed to be one of the free typing ones. And they have other typing ones that are free on the internet as well. But that would be fun for you. Anyway, I hope that this helps someone with their homeschooling and their education on homeschooling. And I appreciate you viewing, and please feel free to leave comments below. And thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Have a great day. Bye-bye.